I genuinely feel emotional. It's time to pack up my first year uni room. I'm the most nostalgic person ever. I can't deal with the fact that things have to come to an end. Something like moving out of my room, I don't want to do it. You grow so much in your first few terms. Your room is such a big part of that. I don't know. I'm too much of a sentimental person. The people that have been in this room, meeting my friends in this room, like everything. Got so lucky with my first year accommodation. It just genuinely feels like my room and I don't want to move out. Today's currently Friday and I'm going home on Sunday. So it's time to pack up, and I thought I would talk about some of my first year uni experiences and some of my tips, some of my do's, some of my don'ts, because I really wanted to watch a video like this before coming, because you don't really know what to expect. I did take a gap year, so I was very ready to go to uni, but I still was nervous. I know that had I have gone straight after finishing year 13, I would have been even more nervous. It's gonna be a very chatty video. Anyway, how am I not a fresher anymore? It's my last time ever making this bed. We've got one more sleep in it, and then it's gone. I think this is going to be one of the saddest bits to do, but I'm going to take all of my pictures down now and I'm going to put them in this little wallet because I feel like I'm going to bring all of them to my house next year. I really recommend doing this if you're about to move into student accommodation. What I did in my first year was every letter that anyone gave me or card before I went to uni that was like a good luck card, I've pinned up on my pin board. I obviously sit here every day to get ready and you can just see everyone. This is probably my favourite wall in my whole room. I'm probably most sad to take this all down. I think I might put them in a scrapbook and just keep a book of my first year. This wall is the first wall that I put up when I moved in. I literally just want to sit here. I think it really doesn't help that none of my friends are here at the moment. I can't even remember if I said that at the start of the video, but they all went home before me. So I'm the only one here right now whilst moving out. I feel like it's making this harder because usually we will just sit in here and talk. Now I'm just sat in here alone. We always used to sit in my room. I just feel like our friendship formed in this room and my room was the room that everyone used to sit in. So I feel like I'm moving out of an even bigger chunk of me just for the fact that this was like everyone's bedroom. I might actually just never leave. Literally everything is packed up. I've actually lost my mind. Before I sleep, I'm gonna do a little reflective journal about the last 9 months of my life. I feel like I've had a really good start to uni and I honestly just feel like the 9 months were as good as, or if not better than I'd hoped, and I feel like I don't write about them enough. I always write about the future and I want to reflect on the past because it's been so good. I feel like there's two types of people. You've got the person A who literally packs up their uni room, puts it in the car, leaves and it's like, bye, that's first year done. I kind of wish I was that person because it would make life so much easier. And then you've got person B, someone who is reminiscent of every minuscule detail. I'm not even kidding. I could make a bagel and I'd eat the bagel and then I'd be like, oh, that was such a good bagel. I am the type of person that gets sad leaving a holiday. I walk out of a hotel room and I'm like, wow, I'm never gonna see this hotel again. The hotel means nothing to me, yet I'm still like, oh, I'm never ever gonna step foot in here again. So imagine me when I leave a room like this. I'm literally like, oh my God, I'm never gonna be in this room again. That is what gets to me. How can people casually walk out knowing that you spent 9 months here? You could have a child in that time. Anyway, Alexa, play Slipping Through My Fingers. Guys, it's officially over. It literally feels like I moved in yesterday. But first year's over. This is gonna be my last time ever looking at this view. Also, how is this all gonna fit in the car? It's empty. Oh. I'm home now and I'm pretty much unpacked. It has been a hectic 2 days. I feel like I've got it together now and I really wanted to talk a bit in this video about kind of just a first year recap, some of my do's and don'ts, because I feel like I would have loved to watch a video like this. I've written a list in my book of everything that I want to talk about and I thought we could just chat through it. The first thing that I wanted to speak about has been so beneficial for me in first year, and everyone says it, it's to join a society. Having joined 2 societies in my first year, I cannot recommend it enough. So I do both netball and dance. It's such a good way to make friends. Again, everyone said it and they were like, join a society, you'll meet people outside your flat. And I always knew I was going to play a sport. I just didn't realise like how much of a little family you make outside of the friends that you have, whether it's on your course or in your flat. And something that I realised, which I didn't really know before going to uni, is you don't have to be good at the sport to join the society, which I feel like could be a misconception. I went to the Freshers' Fair and I really only looked at netball and dance because I was like, they're the 2 sports I can do. But then I kind of noticed throughout the year that you can sign up to sports that you've never played before. And I met so many people this year through the Netball and Dance Society that were like, oh, I never really played that much before, like I've never danced that much before. I think it's such a nice opportunity to be able to join a little club like that, even not necessarily knowing that much about the sport. It was also a great time filler for me. I feel like it's such a good balance because both the societies I joined were sports societies, so I was exercising with them, but then you also like hang out socially with them, and a lot of societies do like a sports social night, for example, so every Wednesday night you'd go out, and there's so much more to it than just playing the sport. You become really good friends with them. Yeah, everyone I met in the last year through my sports teams, I'm such good friends with now. Or if it's not sport, my uni has a Taylor Swift society. Like, you can literally join anything you're passionate about. There's K-pop societies, I'm sure there's like knitting and sewing societies, not that I would be any good at that. There is a society for pretty much everything. There's dog societies. Again, you don't need to be sporty to join a society. If you are, join the sports societies, but also you don't need to be good at the sport to join the society. That is my tip number 1. Tip number 2, to make a list of all the meals you like. I personally am not a fussy eater, but my problem was I just couldn't think of what dinners I wanted to make. My friends and I split our food shop. Again, another tip. If you get along with people in your flat or even people that like live near you, split your food shops. Make a list of all the meals you like, because every week I do the same thing. I'd get to the end of the week and I'd be like, oh guys, I'm not ready to do the food shop, like I don't know what I'm getting for the next week, and everyone else would always be prepared. I think in second year, I'm gonna make a list of every single meal that I enjoy eating and all the ingredients that are needed for that. And then I can just open my list and be like, right, I'm gonna do this, this and this. Number 3, I saw this tip on TikTok before going and I was like, I'm not gonna listen to it. If you don't wear the item of clothing at home, you're not gonna wear it at uni. I have so many clothes that I don't wear and I'll just like pick it up and I'll be like, nah, I'm not gonna wear it today. However, when I moved to uni, I decided to bring all of those clothes with me. And I was like, I'll wear it at uni. Like, I'll find a place to wear it. No, still never wore it. I didn't wear half of the clothes I brought. Okay, my next one. This is quite an interesting one. After Christmas, friend dynamics do change. Again, something I watched on TikTok before moving to uni. Everyone was like, everyone will be your best friend between September and December. Then after December, you kind of settle into your friendships more and dynamics change. I didn't see it as dramatically as that, but things definitely do settle down after Christmas. Obviously in Freshers' Week, everyone is making friends with each other. It kind of all settles down, I would say, after Christmas. And even after that, the people that you are friends with, the dynamics will change. And I guess that is like any friendship. It's just a lot more intense when you're at uni because you're seeing them more often. Sometimes you're living with them. Sometimes you see them every day on your course. Things became slightly more normal. I think it just comes after a whirlwind of people meeting each other and being overexcited, like, oh my god, I found my new best friend. So don't panic if you're like, oh my god, I feel like I started out with so many more in Freshers' Week, because that is normal. And by the end of the year, you will just have kind of maybe your close-knit circle left, which is really nice. And kind of on that same topic, I've also written that it takes a while to settle into your course. I found, and a lot of my friends found, that we weren't that keen on our courses at the start, and I think that's because there's such a shift. I'm obviously in the UK education system, so I'm only really speaking for myself, I guess, but there's such a shift between A-levels and uni and the way you learn the content and the way you kind of regurgitate the content. I think it was a bit of a shock going into that different learning system, because I was like, I don't really understand this way of teaching. So I was thinking, I had some doubts and I was like, oh, I don't know if this course is right for me. However, again, after Christmas, you get used to that style of learning. I was like, hang on, I actually do like the course. I would say that you're never really gonna know if you like the course or not until around March time. God, I feel like a bank of knowledge right now. Something else I said, merge with the other years. I feel like in school,
in secondary school, primary school, you kind of stick more to your specific year group. Again, that kind of changes at uni because a lot of the time you are similar ages. People take gap years, people take 2 gap years. You're all between the age range of around 18 to 22, 21, and there's not that much difference between those ages. But people do mix more between them, and also you're playing sports with people who are 3rd years, 4th years, and you're all integrating with each other. So don't feel like you just need to stick to 1st years, because I've made some great friendships with people in 2nd years, people in 3rd years. I am trying to think if I've got any more main advice. I feel like that's kind of everything I wanted to cover. I'm sorry, I feel like I have just waffled on for so long. I do get a few DMs on Instagram just being like, hey, can you kind of speak about your uni experience, because it's such a daunting thing to move away from home, or even if you're still living at home, put in a new environment, meeting new people. If anyone has any more questions, please feel free to message me on Instagram. I try and respond. Yeah, the next video, I will be in France. That's terrifying. I'm so scared of flying, and I am flying there. Thank you for watching today's video. It has been a bit of a rambly one, but I hope it's been beneficial, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday.